The standard language from the time of Rome until the Renaissance was always Latin.
The person who had the single most influence on the English language was not Shakespeare, it was William the Conqueror.
Since our king has started writing in English, we're now going to start keeping our own records in English.
The writing of this 120 people laid the foundation for standard English.
The English language has about 40 different phonemes that are significant. Our alphabet only has 26 symbols.
The effect on the language and on the spelling system obviously was profound.
Printing press, which served to free spelling so that you have these bizarre spellings.
You may recall the Y2K bug that was a big thing, which was basically because a small group of programmers didn't think to put in the digits that would be necessary, the places in their code, to code for a date beyond 1999. They just didn't think about the future at all, and the consequence was all the Y2K stuff. I want to suggest that there was a Y1K bug, a first millennium bug, that has a very similar kind of dynamic to it, where in a small group of programmers who were writing what would become the English writing code, right, developing what would become the English writing code, weren't thinking about the future. They weren't thinking about English as a language. They weren't thinking about the future of writing in English. They were trying to preserve the Latin and make it fit on the peasant sound system of the English spoken language, and they created this kind of mess in the course of it, right? Just like the Y2K, and that resulted in this messy code.
Grand scale QWERTY.
Yes, it was a mistake, but here we have it, and I'm not going to give it up.
In this kind of literate culture, highly literate culture, it's easy to forget that the system we have learned is a system that is based on a series of accidents that result in layers of complexity. And it's by studying that history that I am detached from what I have learned almost intuitively or naturally or just as a matter of course, to realize that this is a highly artificial construct. So that the moral that I would take away from this kind of knowledge is to disabuse myself of the arrogance that I might feel for having mastery of the medium and replace that with a kind of sympathy and humility